What's up, guys? Welcome back. Today we're going to do another mask review video. This is the second mask review video we've done in the mask review playlist, so if you haven't seen the first one, I'd recommend you go checking that one out. But without further ado, let's get right into it.
Nice to see you back, Andrew. I hope to see you continue to submit your stuff because, I really like your masks. So let's just get right into it. Now, you got regular elastic bands and it looks like screw rivets at the top. We saw this in the last mask, and if you guys haven't seen the last mask, I recommend you pause this video and go look at the first mask review I did because it's an absolutely beautiful mask that he submitted for the first one. You have this really nice, deep, scratched up mask, and it really looks cool. Like you went with some darker scratches this time, and I like that. On the left side of the hawk, you got like major chunks missing, and I really like that, man. Like, if someone has a really good hood to go underneath it, it looks really good, and I think it drives the narrative of the mask. So I like how you did that. I like how they're all jagged and they're not like smooth like you see them in the movies. I like that, man. Good job there. You got some heavy weathering on this side as well, especially around like the missing bits. I really like that nice muddied up eye as well. On the right side of the mask, you have a little bit missing in the bottom, and the decal is visible, whereas on the other side it is not. Both decals, or rather all three decals, are painted on. Now, I like the actual decals painted on rather than, just the painted ones, but, again, that's just personal preference. Same thing with, the top decal. Now, it looks like the right side is a bit cleaner, and it makes me wonder if, like, you were going for a mask that might have been buried, like, halfway. And like maybe the mask was sticking up out of the dirt or something, which is like, from a cinematic point of view would look really, really cool. Like, I can imagine, just half this mask sticking up out of the ground. So, that's cool. Also, this one scratch on the right side here kind of looks like a crack. A few of these scratches kind of looks like cracks, actually. And I like how that, they split off and, they wire off. I like that. The top decal kind of looks like it might be engraved into the mask, and I like that. It gives it a bit more depth. Overall, though, it looks like you have a really nice, strong mask here. Keep it up. Can't wait to see you submit again. Paul Sousa, yet another dude returning to submit a mask. He submitted this flesh mask this time. I really like this one. You sent in a really interesting mask variation the last time. You did the rust mask the last time, and I really enjoyed that. No, and this one you sent this flesh mask in, and I absolutely love this one. Now, initially, when you submitted the mask, I kind of thought it looked like raw beef, but it turns out, it was just the lighting of the picture. Because the picture you originally sent me was a lot deeper of a red. And then when you sent me the other pictures of the mask, you could really tell it was like fleshy, like the blood and muscly tissue that might be under skin. Like, I could tell what you were going for there, and it looked really cool. I like this. Something I will say is when you're taking pictures of your mask, though, just be a little bit more wary. A picture could really help or hurt your mask. That's all it comes down to is the lighting was just a little bit off. But let's just get into the mask, because that's just a small nitpick of mine, to be honest. Now, it looks like we have some nice elastic with snaps. I love snaps. Maybe try and bloody up the snaps and maybe a little bit of the straps. I don't know. Do something different with the straps, because it kind of looks too clean, comparatively speaking. Actually, now that I think about it, something that would be really cool to do with those straps is like maybe do it out of leather, but like paint the leather a skin tone so it kind of looks like skin more, if that makes sense. Or maybe try like different skin tone colors, like interweaving them in and out, and then putting like stitches in between to kind of like make it look like the the straps are made out of different like skin tears or tags from other people's skin. I think that would help this mask out a whole lot, but you know, that's just me brainstorming. Now, if you'd like, you can inbox me later and I can draw something up and I can show you more what I'm talking about with what I'm talking about with the straps. But again, there's nothing wrong with these straps. I just think you could push it a little bit further, you know. Now, I like that this mask is a half mask because you don't see a whole lot of these in the Jason mask collections that a lot of people do. A lot of people kind of stay into the whole mask things. That's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. But I like how this one is a half mask just because you don't see a whole lot of this. Like, if I were going to wear this, I think I would paint my face underneath, like the bottom portion of my face, to be like a skull to like even further push the mask idea. Now, the paint job looks, you know, really, really good. Like, I like how you have this nice muscly tissue. Like, I don't understand how you got this paint job. I really don't. I'm jealous of this paint job when it, you know, in the end. I don't understand how you layered, what colors you've layered to kind of get this look. I want a tutorial on this because I think I'd like to try to do something like this. You know, I like the jagged look at the bottom, but something else you could have done with the whole flesh thing is like maybe paper mache a few like little skin tears and tags on the front and the back of the mask to kind of make it look like flesh hanging off. That would look cool, I think. But again, that's just me brainstorming. There's nothing wrong with this jagged look. It kind of looks like teeth in a certain kind of way. And I'm really not sure what else I could say about this mask because, you know, I really like this mask in the end. Like, it looks perfect. I don't understand how you always surprise me with these awesome paint jobs. Like, you're really trying to push what you do. Now, I will say that Paul took my advice from the last video and he turned his rust mask from the last video. If you didn't see that one, I'd recommend stopping the video and go watching the first mask review. But he took my advice from the last video and he put chevrons onto one of his rust masks. So good job there. Love it. Keep up the creativity. Can't wait to see you back. Nice mask, man. Alright, Anthony is yet another returning mask maker, and this time he sent in this badass Sweet Tooth mask. Sweet Tooth is, if you don't know, Sweet Tooth is this like demented hell clown from the Twisted Metal PlayStation series. And I seriously love this thing, dude. I do, because, you know, this is real nostalgic for me. This was one of the first games that I had on PlayStation growing up, so this is very nostalgic for me. I like how you've added these little burns to kind of like drive the narrative of who Sweet Tooth is into the mask. The burns really kind of push it further than what I think we've seen it in the actual Twisted Metal franchise. So I like that. I also like how it looks like you nailed the proportions. I even noticed in some pictures of Sweet Tooth that Sweet Tooth had this little bump at the top of the mask, and you've made sure to include that in your mold, so that looks, you know, that's really nice attention to detail. Now, from all the pictures I can find of Sweet Tooth, there seems to be some sort of like design around his eyes. In some pictures, it just looks like this blackish circle, this blackish brown circle, but another picture, it kind of looks like it might be flames or something, but it doesn't seem to be on your mask at all. Also seems to me like a few of your colors are just a little off on this one. Like, I think the eye should be a bit whiter. Like, it is still a yellowy white, but I don't think it's quite that vibrant of a yellow, and that might have been a stylistic choice. But if we're going for accuracy, I think you should have lightened it up just a bit. Also, you have these really dark, or I should say bright yellow teeth, and I don't think they're quite that yellow. I might be wrong, but I don't think that they're quite that yellow. I do think they're yellow, just kind of a lighter yellow. Maybe try to desaturate that just a little bit. I'd also say to make sure you get the lip paint in the corners, or maybe add some dark shades of black over the, you know, the crooks of the smile, just because it looks like every picture I see he does have lipstick all the way around, or he's got a really, you know, deep face in the corners of his face, and you can't see if there's, you know, actual lipstick there. So I would say either, like I said, just put some, you know, black shades in the corners, or just go all the way around with lipstick. Now, in the right corner of the teeth, I think maybe like where there's a hole in the teeth, I would literally just cut into the mask and just cut that right out. You know, that is what I would do. But what you have done is by far, you know, in no way is it wrong. Moving on to the hair. I like that you've added hair, because a lot of people would opt not to do hair for this mask, and the fact that you've added hair, you know, just shows attention to detail. But what I would do is just add a little bit more hair, like double it up, maybe because it looks like he has some like real clowny looking like afroed hair. So what I would do to kind of like, if you're using this exact hair that you have in this mask, I would run some like maybe some like Elmer's glue or something through the hair and kind of like fray it out. Just take a comb and just go through it real hard, and just back and forth, if that makes sense, and just fray that hair out, you know, double as much hair, and just fray it out a whole lot more, so it kind of looks more accurate to what Sweet Tooth actually has. Now, I hope I didn't get, you know, go too hard on the nitpicks though, because I really do love this thing. Like I said, this was, you know, Twisted Metal was probably one of my first games, you know, on the original PlayStation growing up. So, you know, it was a whole nostalgia ride for me, just, you know, having to go through and like research, you know, what Sweet Tooth looks like again. Like, I forgot all about this game, and it was nice revisiting all that stuff. And like I said, I really do love this mask, because, you know, there's not a whole lot of Sweet Tooth masks out there. So it was nice to see. It was nice to see a Sweet Tooth mask. Overall, the straps are really nice, like perfectly executed. The mold of the mask is perfect, and I just believe the paint job needs a little bit of work, in my opinion. Now let's move on to our two new submitters, because it's, you know, it's always nice to have, you know, new people submit to the mask reviews. So let's just get into it. But first, this is the part of the video where, you know, I have to remind you guys that like only a quarter of you guys are subscribed. So if you could just stop what you're doing right now and make sure that you're subbed, it really helps the channel out. And go ahead and click that little bell icon so you get notified the next time I upload. Thanks. So first up for the new submitters, we have Alisha Rucker, who sent in this really cool Virgo mask. Now, she is the first person I've seen to actually put glitter on her masks, which, you know, is definitely, you know, different, and it kind of opens up the Jason mask game to girls a lot more, I guess. And you definitely get an A for creativity and uniqueness, because like I said, I don't see that anywhere. Like, this is something unique to you, so cool, keep doing that. You're doing something really different, and I like that. It looks like you have basic elastic with snaps. You know, nice. I always like snaps and elastic. Now, if I had to guess, this is probably some sort of birthday mask because of the date prominently displayed at the top of the mask. I might be wrong. I'm not huge into astrology or anything, so don't hold me to that. But with the date at the top, that's just what it reminds me of. I could be wrong. It could be, you know, the beginning date of when that sign starts. But, you know, at first glance, I'm just going to guess it's a birthday mask just because of the date prominently at the top. Now, something I did not notice at first, but, you know, besides the glitter, is that she has added like these little stick-on jewels all along the border of the mask. And around the text on the cheeks, she's bedazzled it. So, you know, that's cool. I haven't seen anyone do that either. So, you know, creativity and uniqueness is up there for this one, for real. Now, a few things I'm going to say that I'm not fond of on this mask is that the top chevron is not quite centered. It's a little off-centered. That's a little tricky to get down sometimes, and I've made that mistake, so I'm not going to hold you too hostage for that one, just because I do know it is hard to get straight sometimes. You also chose to go with the deep V chevron. Personally, I'm not a fan of the deep V chevron. I know a lot of people are, so that's just a personal thing. I'm just personally more a fan of the triangle looking chevron. Now, something else you could have done to make it look a little bit better is like fill in the blanks where the stencil was. Just take a small brush and just paint in right there where those little spaces were. It would just kind of help the font look a little bit more cleaner. Unless, of course, you want to keep this stencil looking font. That's fine. That's a stylistic choice if you want to go for that. When I see the stencil font, though, for whatever reason, I think of like military. So if you're wanting to go for the military vibes, keep the stencil font, I guess. But if you're wanting to kind of make it look a little bit more girly or cleaner, I would say just to paint in between where your stencil was. Again, though, this is an awesome mask, and I really enjoy this one. Keep up the great work. I'd love to see you submit more masks, because you sent me a lot of cool masks. You sent me a lot of cool masks. So, I was a huge fan of the Wu-Tang mask you sent me. This is just the only mask you sent me a few pictures of, and I had a video, so it kind of helps the video out if I have more to go off of. Alright, Nicole has sent in this awesome Punisher mask. First things first, I have to say the photography is really cool here. I like how you put the bullets behind the mask. It's a nice touch. It really helps push the narrative of the mask, and it makes it a bit more sellable. You sent me a link to your shop to put in the description, so I saw that your mask is in your shop, and I like that you've tried with your photography a little bit more. That really helps. Something I would say to do is work on your lighting a little bit in your photography, and maybe do a little bit of editing. But again, that's in no way did you do anything wrong here. Just something I would do a little bit different with the picturing, I guess. But let's get right into the mask. It looks like you have these really cool elastic white straps, and I don't see a whole lot of white straps in Jason masks. And I've seen a few masks with white, but this is the mask that makes me jealous, because I've never seen it work right on a Jason mask. So I might actually go out and pick up some white elastic so I can start doing some masks with the white elastic. It looks like you have snap-ons as well, which of course I'm always a fan of. Now you have this really badass Punisher logo painted right on top. I love that. It looks like it might have been a stencil, and I'll get into why I think it might have been a stencil later. I could be wrong though. You could have freehanded this. I don't know, but I'll get into why I think that is a stencil later on. You got some really nice deep scratches and some light scratches taken or put on the mask throughout. I like that. And you got a really nice deep scratch in it, and a little notch taken out of the top with a scratch all the way down the middle of the skull design. I like it. I really do. Little scrapes and scratches throughout. It looks like you've dirtied it up a little bit, which makes sense, because I feel like if Frank Castle wore some sort of mask like this, it would be dirty. That makes sense for the narrative. I like that. I do think if I were going to do it personally though, I would do a clean design, just because this one would go straight on my wall. Like I like this. This is a really cool mask. Why I think it is a stencil though is kind of the teeth part of the skull right there at the bottom, they kind of look a little wonky. Maybe they're too far apart. I don't know, I can't place it. It just looks a little weird down there. Now, at the end of the day, I do love this mask. Like I said, this is a beautiful mask. Keep it up. I checked out your other stuff on your store, and you have some really other cool masks. You also submitted a Bray Wyatt mask that I thought was really cool, and I'd love to review that one in the next one. If you'd like to submit again, you know, that's awesome stuff too. So keep it up. And that goes for everyone that submitted today. If you'd like to submit your mask for the next review, you can send it to me on my Facebook page or on my Twitter page. All I need is a photo from the right, a photo from the left, a photo from straight on, and optionally you can send a 15 to 30 second video of the mask, because it just kind of helps the video out along. The video is not needed, but I do need, a picture from the right, a picture from the left, and a picture from the front. That is really what I need more than anything. Don't forget to comment down below what your favorite mask was. I read all the comments and I usually respond. Make sure to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and make sure to hit that little bell icon. Peace, guys.